In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rear brake hose on your Toyota Camry. It's located behind your rear wheel. Before doing any sort of hydraulics for the brakes on your vehicle, it's a good idea to press your brake pedal down to the floor and then leave it there with a pry bar or some pole of some sort to hold it down. That'll make sure that you don't lose all your brake fluid, and it also helps when you're doing a gravity bleed so you don't have air in the system. Using a pry bar, remove your hubcap. You want to get right underneath and just work your way around. Using a 21mm socket, I'm going to remove our lug nuts. Remove your wheel. You might have to give it a good whack. I'd put a lug nut back on if the wheel isn't coming off. Using a rubber mallet. Give it a whack right here. It should loosen up. Dead blow hammers are the best for that. What I was using. You can remove your last lug nut. Remove your wheel. Using a 10mm line wrench, I'm going to loosen up this fitting. Ours is stripped, so I'm going to use some locking pliers. Once you crack it loose, you can switch to a regular wrench. Remove that line, and now we're going to take out the line, the hose, out of the bracket. You're going to need a pry bar or a screwdriver of some sort, and you're going to slide it in there and just pry to remove it. Then you can remove your hose. And let that drain in your drain bucket below. Now we're going to remove the line from this part of the hose. Use a line wrench once again, 10mm, and crack it loose. Once you get it loose, you can switch over to a regular wrench and take it off the rest of the way. Once you get the fitting out of there, you can pull your line out a little bit. And now we're going to take out this bolt. Using a 12mm socket, we're going to loosen up this bolt. And take it out. Remove your hose. Now we'll install our hose. You're going to slide it in, line up the hole for the bolt, and start your bolt. I'm going to tighten that down. Snug it up. Now we're going to put our line in the hose. Push the line in all the way, and then start your fitting. I usually give it a little wiggle. Make sure it's not cross-threaded. And before tightening that down, I'm going to get my other end in. There is 2 flat spots here. Make sure you line it up appropriately to the bracket. After you get it in the bracket, you're going to put your lock in there. Get it started, and then you can tap it in. Now you can get this line started. I'm going to add a little anti-seize so it swivels a little better for me. We have a pretty rusty line here. Make sure that line's all the way in and tighten it down. All right, just tighten it down. Make sure it's pretty tight, wrist tight. Feels snug. Now we're going to tighten this one down. Snug that up. And now we're going to do a gravity bleed. Remove your pry bar. And I usually give it a few pumps. Using an 8mm wrench, I'm going to open up our bleeder. And wait for some brake fluid to come out. Now it looks like we have a pretty steady drip. I'm not seeing any air bubbles. So I'm going to tighten this down. And we're going to clean the area with some brake pads cleaner. Let that drip dry. And at this point, you want to check your master cylinder and top it off to the max level. Put the cover back on, and then get in your vehicle and pump up your brake. Make sure the pedal feels nice and hard. If it feels squishy, you're going to have to do the entire brake bleed procedure. Put your wheel on. Start your lug nuts. Tapered side in. We're going to tighten these in a star-like pattern. Position this one low so you can walk the rim on. Using a 21 millimeter socket, we're going to torque our lug nuts to 76 foot-pounds. I'm going to put our hubcap back on. Line up your valve stem. Get it secured in there first. Get a rubber mallet, and you're just going to tap it around. Don't whack it too hard, you're going to break it. To begin, we're going to remove our fluid from our master cylinder. I'm putting a rag here so nothing drips on the electrical stuff. Make sure you wipe off your cap, remove any debris that may be there, and lift off your cap. Set it aside. If there's a strainer, you're going to want to remove that. I'm going to pick it up and then spin it to take it out. Spin it counterclockwise, and I'm going to leave that right in there. You can put your siphon in the master and suction out the fluids. I have a drip pan next to me to catch all the fluid. You don't want to have this drip on anything. Keep doing this till it's empty, or as empty as you can get it. Fill up your brake fluid to the max. There's a little line right here that says max. You can use a funnel if you feel like you need to. To bleed the brakes on this Toyota Camry, you're going to start with the wheel that's farthest from the master cylinder. That would be your right rear. From there, you're going to go to your front left. Then you're going to check your fluid and top it off. From there, you're going to go back to the rear on the left side. And then from there, you're going to go to the front right. And then you're going to top off your fluid again to the max, and you should be good to go. Here we are, the right rear wheel. Behind the drum, there's going to be a bleeder screw. You're going to use an 8mm wrench, and you're going to have somebody in the car to help bleed the brakes. I'm going to ask them to pump the brake up, and then they're going to hold it, and then he's going to tell me that he's holding it, and I'm going to open up the bleeder. I'm going to catch the fluid with this, and we're going to look for air bubbles as we do this. I'm going to do it several times, and if there's air bubbles, we have to keep bleeding the brake. Pump it up. Now I'm going to open the bleeder up. He's holding it. It's to the floor, so I'm going to close the bleeder down. And then I'm going to ask him to pump it up. He's holding. Open up the bleeder to the floor. I'm going to close it. Pump it up. He's holding. Now we're going to go to the front left after we clean this up. Clean the area using some brake clean. And put your bleeder screw cap back on if you have one. Remove your bleeder screw cap if you have one. Set it aside. Ask your helper to pump it up. He's holding. I'm going to put my hose on so I can catch the fluid. And as we're watching this, we're looking for air bubbles. And if there's air bubbles, we have to keep bleeding the brake. So you're holding. I'm opening the bleeder. Just to the floor. I'm closing it down. You can pump it up. He's holding. I'm opening the bleeder. Just to the floor. So there's an air bubble right there. I'm going to do probably one more. Pump it up, please. He's holding. It's to the floor. I still see air, so I'm going to do another one. Pump it up. I'm going to close it down. At this point, we're midway through, so we're going to check our master cylinder. I'll meet you up there, and we're going to top it off. After we clean our area and put our cap back on. Make sure your cap is clean. Remove it, and let's top it off. Make sure you fill it up to max. There's a line on the side of the master cylinder to tell you where that is. After you're done, put your cap back on, and you can continue on to your left rear and then your front right. Now that you're done doing your brake bleed and you've done those other two wheels, you're going to top off your fluid.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.